வணக்கம். 10th Standard Science English Medium Lesson 1 Laws of Motion. Question and answers. Answer briefly. Define inertia. Give its classification. The inherent property of a body to resist any change in its state of rest or the state of uniform motion, unless it is influenced upon by an external unbalanced force, is known as inertia. Types: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. Second question. Classify the types of force based on their application. Based on the direction in which the force acts, they can be classified as like parallel forces, unlike parallel forces. Third question. If your 5 Newton and your 15 Newton forces are acting opposite to one another, find the resultant force and the direction of action of a resultant force. Let F1 is equal to 5 Newton, F2 is equal to 15 Newton, F net is equal to F2 minus F1, because F2 is greater than F1. Therefore, 15 minus 5 is equal to 10 Newton. F net, that is the resultant force, acts along the direction of the greater force, is 15 Newton. Differentiate mass and weight. Mass, weight. Mass, fundamental quantity. Weight, derived quantity. Mass, it is the amount of matter containing in a body. Weight, it is the gravitational pull acting on the body. Mass, its unit is kilogram. Weight, its unit is Newton. Mass remains the same. Weight varies from place to place. Mass, it is scalar quantity. Weight, it is vector quantity. Fifth question. Define moment of a couple. The rotating effect of a couple is known as moment of a couple. Example: turning a tape, winding or unwinding a screw. Moment of a couple is equal to force into perpendicular distance between the lines of action of force. M is equal to F into S. Sixth question. State the principle of moments. Sixth question. State the principle of moments. When a number of like or unlike parallel forces act on a rigid body and the body is in equilibrium, then the algebraic sum of the moments in the clockwise direction is equal to the algebraic sum of the moments in the anticlockwise direction. Moment in clockwise direction is equal to moment in anticlockwise direction. F1 into D1 is equal to F2 into D2. Seventh question. State Newton's second law. The force acting on a body is directly proportional to the rate of change of linear momentum of the body, and the change in momentum takes place in the direction of the force. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. F is equal to ma. Eighth question. Why a spanner with a long handle is preferred to tighten screws in heavy vehicles? A spanner has a long handle to produce a large moment of force by a small force applied normally at the end of its handle. Moment of force is equal to F into D. Ninth question. While catching a cricket ball, the fielder lowers his hands backward. Why? If he stops his hands soon after catching the ball comes to rest very quickly. It means that the moment of the ball is brought to rest very quickly. So, the average force acting on the body will be large. Due to this large average force, the hands will get hurt. To avoid getting hurt, the player brings the ball to rest slowly. 10th question. How does an astronaut float in a space shuttle? Since space station and astronaut have equal acceleration, they are under free fall condition. Both the astronauts and the space station are in the state of weightlessness. They are not actually floating but falling freely around the earth due to the huge orbital velocity. Solve the given problems. First question. Two bodies have a mass ratio of 3:4. The force applied on the bigger mass produces an acceleration of 12 meter second power minus 2. What could be the acceleration of the other body if the same force acts on it? Solution. m1 is to m2 is equal to 3 is to 4. They can m1 is equal to 3 meter, m2 is equal to 4 meter. A2 is equal to 12 meter second power minus 2. A1 we have to find. Force F is equal to ME. Here m1 into A1 is equal to m2 into A2. 3m A1 is equal to 4m into 12. A1 is equal to 4 into 12 by 3 is equal to A1 is equal to, if we simplify we get A1 is equal to 16 meter per second square. Second question. A ball of mass 1 kilogram moving with a speed of 10 meter second power minus 1 rebounds after a perfect elastic collision with the flow. Calculate the change in linear momentum of the ball. Solution. Mass is equal to 1 kilogram. U is equal to 10 meter second power minus 1. V is equal to 10 meter second power minus 1. Initial momentum is equal to m into u. That is mass into initial velocity. 1 into 10 is equal to 10 kilogram meter second power minus 1. Final momentum is equal to m into v. 1 into v, that is minus 10 is equal to minus 10 kilogram meter second power minus 1. So change in momentum is equal to delta p is equal to mv minus mu. That is 10 minus 10 is equal to minus 20. So the answer is change in momentum delta p is equal to minus 20 kilogram meter second power minus 1. Problem 3. A mechanic unscrew a nut by applying a force of 140 Newton with a spanner of length for 40 centimeter. What will be the length of the spanner if a force of 40 Newton is applied to unscrew the same nut? Formula used is moment of force is equal to F1 into D1. Given F1 is equal to 140 Newton, D1 is equal to 40 centimeter. If you convert into meter, 40 into 10 power minus 2 meter. F2 is equal to 40 Newton. D2 is equal to, we have to find it. The moment of force on the nut is equal to F1 into D1 is equal to 140 into 40 into 10 power minus 2 is equal to, if we simplify, we get 56 Newton meter. The same moment of force is required to unscrew the nut. So, 56 is equal to F2 into D2. 56 is equal to 40 into D2. We have to find out D2 is equal to 56 by 40 is equal to 1.4 meter. Therefore, D2 is equal to 1.4 meter. The spanner with the longer handle requires very less force to unscrew the same nut. Fourth question. The ratio of masses of two planets is 2:3 and the ratio of their radii is 4:7. Find the ratio of their accelerations due to gravity. Solution. Mass ratio m1 is to m2 is equal to 2:3. Radii ratio r1 is to r2 is equal to 4:7. Ratio of g is equal to, we have to find. G1 is equal to Gm1 by R1 square. G2 is equal to Gm2 by R2 square. G1 is to G2 is equal to Gm1 by R1 square divided by Gm2 by R2 square. For G1 is to G2 is equal to, if we simplify, we get M1 by M2 R2 square by R1 square. That is M1 R2 square by M2 R2 square. If we substitute, we get 2 into 7 square by 3 into 4 square is equal to 2 into 49 by 3 into 16 is equal to, we get, if we simplify, we get 49 by 24. The ratio of G1 is to G2 is equal to 49 is to 24. Answer in detail. First question, what are the types of inertia? Give an example for each type. Definition. The inherent property of a body to resist any change in its state of rest or the state of uniform motion unless it is influenced upon by an external unbalanced force is known as inertia. Types of inertia: inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. Inertia of rest. The resistance of a body to change its state of rest is called inertia of rest. Example, when you vigorously shake the branch of a tree, some of the leaves and fruits are detached and they fall down. That is inertia of rest. Inertia of motion. The resistance of a body to change its state of motion is called inertia of motion. Example, an athlete runs some distance before jumping because this will help him jump longer and higher. That is inertia of motion. Inertia of direction. The resistance of a body to change its direction of motion is called inertia of direction. Example, when we make a sharp turn while driving a car, we tend to lean sideways due to inertia of direction. Second question, state Newton's law of motion. Newton's first law. Every body continues to be in the state of rest or the state of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is acted upon by some external force is Newton's first law. Newton's second law. The force acting on a body is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum of the body, and the change in momentum takes place in the direction of the force. Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. They always act on two different bodies. The question number 3. Deduce the equation of a force using Newton's second law of motion. The force acting on a body is directly proportional to the rate of change of linear momentum of the body, and the change in momentum takes place in the direction of the force. Let m be the mass of the moving body moving along a straight line with an initial speed u. After a time interval of t, the velocity of the body changes to v due to the impact of an unbalanced external force F. Initial momentum of the body equal to m into u. Final momentum of the body Pf is equal to m into v. Pi is equal to mu, Pf is equal to mv. Change in momentum delta P is equal to Pf minus Pi is equal to mv minus mu. By Newton's second law of motion, force F is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum. F is directly proportional to change in momentum by time. F is directly proportional to mv minus mu by t. F is equal to k into m bracket v minus u by t. Here k is the proportionality constant. K is equal to 1 in all system of units. Hence, F is equal to m into v minus u by t. Since acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time, A is equal to v minus u by t. Hence, we have F is equal to m into A. That is, force is equal to mass into acceleration. State and prove the law of conservation of linear momentum. There is no change in the linear momentum of a system of bodies as long as no net external force acts on them. Proof. Let us prove the law of conservation of linear momentum with the following illustration. That two bodies A and B having masses m1 and m2 move with initial velocity u1 and u2 in a straight line. Let the velocity of the first body be higher than that of the second body, that is u1 is greater than u2. During an interval of time t second, they tend to have collision. After the impact, both of them move along the same straight line with a velocity v1 and v2 respectively. Force on body B due to A, Fb is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2 by t. Force on body A due to B, Fa is equal to m1 into v1 minus u1 by t. By Newton's third law of motion, action force is equal to reaction force. Fa is equal to minus Fb. m1 into v1 minus u1 by t is equal to minus m2 into v2 minus u2 by t. m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 u1 by m2 u2. The above equation confirms in the absence of an external force, the algebraic sum of the momentum after collision is numerically equal to the algebraic sum of the momentum before collision. Hence, the law of conservation of linear momentum is proved. Fifth question, describe rocket propulsion. Propulsion of rocket is based on the law of conservation of linear momentum as well as Newton's third law of motion. Rockets are filled with a fuel, either liquid or solid, in the propellant tank. When the rocket is fired, this fuel is burned and a hot gas is ejected with a high speed from the nozzle of the rocket, producing a huge momentum. To balance this momentum, an equal and opposite reaction force is produced in the combustion chamber, which makes the rocket project forward. While in motion, the mass of the rocket gradually decreases until the fuel is completely burned out. Since there is no net external force acting on it, the linear momentum of the system is conserved. The mass of the rocket decreases with altitude, which results in the gradual increase in the velocity of the rocket. At one stage, it reaches a velocity which is sufficient to just escape from the gravitational pull of the earth. This velocity is called escape velocity. Sixth question. State the universal law of gravitation and derive its mathematical expression. This law states that every particle of matter in this universe attracts every other particle with a force. This force is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the center of these masses. The direction of the force acts along the line joining the masses. Derivation. Force between the masses is always attractive and it does not depend on the medium where they are placed. Let m1 and m2 be the masses of two bodies A and B placed or meter apart in space. force F is directly proportional to m1 into m2. F is directly proportional to 1 by r square. On combining the above two expressions, F is equal to m1 into m2 by r square. F is equal to g into m1 into m2 by r square, where g is the universal gravitational constant. Its value in SI unit is 6.674 into 10 power minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram to the power minus 2. Give the applicant of universal law of gravitation. Dimension of the heavenly bodies can be measured using the law of gravitation. Mass of the earth, radius of the earth, acceleration due to gravity, etc. can be calculated with a higher accuracy. Helps in discovering new stars and planets. One of the irregularities in the motion of stars is called wobble, that leads to the disturbance in the motion of a planet nearby. In this condition, the mass of the star can be calculated using the laws of gravitation. Helps to explain germination of roots due to the property of geotropism, which is the property of a root responding to the gravity. Helps to predict the path of the astronomical bodies. Thank you.